season. Suppose I take last year Dasara plus Diwali season. Okay, I know all of us know that the entire season Vahan is not has come fully. Registrations have not happened fully. But by, let's say, middle of November, everything will get done. But the initial feel is very positive. So far, if I look at season to season, the industry has grown by 24% and we have grown by 32%, which is a good story. And rural industry also has grown by 22%. Urban is growing a little ahead, 26%. But this GST is going to help. It is not only in auto, I think they have done across. So there is going to be a multiplier effect. That's the reason I said Q3 and Q4, if I look at the two-wheeler industry is likely to grow around 8%, which according to me is a good number because last year we had a good base. On top of it, a growth of about 8% is going to be very, very positive. So I'm of the opinion that this is going to help the industry.
And so the trends of scooters or any subcategories doing better or customers using this?
Scooters continue to do well. I always believe that scooters have got a great opportunity. If you add EV plus ICE, already the category share of scooters may be about 38-39%. Because if I take Q2, 7.8% is scooters, EV, plus about 32-33%. So scooters are growing much faster than the industry, which is a good sign, and it will continue. The momentum will continue. Premium is also doing extremely well. Okay, executive category is also doing well. Economy has started moving up. Okay, so I'm expecting that you will see improvement going forward. Definitely you will see. It is too early to give a judgment because GST plus this Diwali, all this happened about a month back. In the last 1 month, many things have happened. So we should give a little bit more time, but the feel from the market is very positive.
Sir, and before I proceed to the second question, just wanted to clarify the export revenue numbers. If you could, do you mind repeating it, sir?
Just a minute. I think it is 2,885 crores.
2,000?
885 crores.
885 crores. And sir, the second question is related to your increasing product aspirations and increasing geographical aspirations because of the way the kind of products you're putting out in the market and the kind of reviews what we're getting. Looks like TVS is kind of preparing for a shift up here in terms of the brand, the profile, the kind of product portfolio and the technology suite you have. So if you can just help us understand how do you see the next 3-4 years in terms of growth for the company, and also when I say growth in terms of segments where you will do better or where the focus is and how strong exports could be as a percentage of volumes compared to where we are today. And related to that is also the fact that you already had a outstanding decade also in terms of growth and market share gains. So how should one look at all this when you look at the next 3 to 5 year horizon, sir? Is it like we still got a long runway for market share expansion and margin expansion, or if you can just help us understand the 3-year, 5-year view here, sir, or how you look at the landscape?
See, we always believe in investing behind the customer, and we want to give best to the customer, whether it is domestic market, international market. We want to delight the customer with new technology, new features, new products. That is TVS. And we have a very strong R&D, very strong new product development team, and a very strong marketing team. So this is something which is core, and we always invest behind that. And that is the reason, we have invested behind digital team, we have invested behind software team, because this is going to be the future. In any business, product is the key. Product is the most important center point. So that is the reason you have seen the number of launches even in the last quarter, and recently the RTX also. And please remember, all these products are also for the global market. And with many of these markets reviving, I am pretty confident that the proportion of business from international market will continue to grow for us. Okay, and we will continue momentum on the international proportion. Even some of our EV products we have started exported, And these feedbacks are very positive for iQube. Okay, once we start looking at Orbiter available in India, we will also start exporting that. So, strength of TVS is focus on customer. When you focus on the customer and give best to the customer, top line is assured. That is why we are able to grow ahead of the industry. And when the top line comes, I'm pretty confident that EBITDA will grow. And we won't compromise in our investment. That's where I'm not using the word cost. Investments in people, investment in technology, investment in brand, investment in building new technology, capability, that will continue, we will do. And I'm pretty confident 11.7 has come to 12.7. You would have seen our top line 11,900 crores plus. Both our top line will grow, continue to grow ahead of the industry, and EBITDA journey will continue to delight all our investors.
So, last one. Do you foresee a probability where TVS can become the number one brand? Because you're not very far from the number two anymore, as in, given the product action and the kind of white spaces you have, is that an ambition you have as a company?
We want every of our customer to be delighted with TVS. We don't put any number one, number two like that. I always believe that we have to be a prominent player. We have a lot of respect for our competitors. Okay? And the customer should get the best. That is the vision of TVS.
Great, sir. Thanks a lot and wish you all the best, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management will be able to address questions from all the participants in the conference, kindly limit your questions to 2 per participant. Should you have a follow-up question, please rejoin the queue. The next question is from the line of Binay from Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. Congratulations, team, for another strong quarter. My first question is on the PLI incentive. Last quarter, we had talked about that we will start to get the three-wheeler PLI also. So could you tell us where is the status? How much was PLI incentive for this quarter?
PLI we have started getting for all the products. Okay, I think it is in line with whatever the government sanctions are.
So sir, would it have gone to like 60-70 crores or so this quarter? The last quarter was around 50 crores for us.
It will be more. It will be more. Even last quarter it was more.
Because last quarter you had said it was 0.5%.
Same 0.5%. 0.5 can be 0.6%. It will be around that.
Of the EV revenues, right? Because
of the EV revenues.
So your last quarter...
Of the total revenue.
Okay. So it's again this quarter also, it's 0.5% of the total revenue. And sir, secondly, when you look at standalone minus consolidated, we've seen that the loss number has dropped. It was around 168 crore last quarter. This quarter it has come down to 110 crores. Apart from TVS Credit, any commentary you would have on the other subsidiaries?
No, subsidiaries have started managing well. Okay, so when we started looking at, you would have seen the overall turnover is 14,000 plus. And subsidiaries have started managing well, but it will take time. Many of the subsidiaries will take time to perform. Of course, TVS is doing well. TVS Credit Services has been doing extremely well. TVS Motor has been doing extremely well. So, so overall, I think you will see, and with the product launches from Norton next year, definitely that is also going to help.
Right, sir. And sir, just lastly, the investment number that we talked about last time, is it the same? 2,000 crores investment this year, 1,600 crores?
Will be similar. Yeah.
Okay, sir. I'll come back in the queue. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kapil Singh from Nomura. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Congratulations on a strong performance. Sir, on the GST, one question I had on the electric vehicles. Now, what that also does is reduces the gap increases the gap between ICE and EVs, right? So is there, what is your observation regarding EV demand after the GST cut, or your thoughts, if you have any?
See, GST, post GST, it is too early to make any comment on the EV demand, because the EV demand continues to grow. On top of it, we have some constraints because of the magnet availability, So possibly if the magnets were available, I'm very sure industry would have done much, much bigger. We saw only 8% growth, okay? But so I can't really make a comment on that. And from the profile of the customer whom we are saying, I think in the last 3 years, I think customers have started understanding overall EV. They are able to understand the TCO. So to me, they have understood fully that some of the customers who prefer EV, they will continue to prefer EV. Okay? So I don't think there is going to be a huge change in the thinking, and penetration slowly and steadily will grow for EV.
Okay, sir. Thanks. And sir, a question I had on the cost side as well. If you could help us understand on the commodity cost, what was the cost pressure in Q2 and how you are seeing Q3? And similarly for pricing side as well, both Q2 and Q3, what was the movement?
Q2, just a minute. Q2, the commodity increase was about 0.6%. And many of the areas we have taken up price increases, almost similar to that extent. And in Q3, we are expecting some increases, may not be to the level of 0.6 what you have seen in Q2.
Okay. And sir, on the EV side, can you let us know what is your EV revenue? And just want to clarify that entire EV revenue is eligible and you are accruing PLI for that?
Most of the revenue we are eligible for PLI. 1,269 crores is the EV.
Okay. So we are accruing 13% of that?
I told you 1,269, and we are eligible for whatever government sanctioned, that PLI we are eligible.
Yeah, because it adds up to much more than 0.6%. So just was trying to understand why is there a difference.
You should also look at, in the turnover, less supplier-related components you have to remove. You cannot just take the revenue and then put a percentage on that.
Understood. Thanks, sir. That's helpful. Thank you so much. That's all from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Gunjan Prithyani from Bank of America. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for taking my question. Just a couple of follow-ups. On the EV business, can you just share some thoughts on where we are on the profitability now? I know you've been mentioning this is still at a very early stages and product introductions are being made. But if you can just talk us through on, where we are on cost curve and how do you see the margin for the business panning out?
Our margins are positive. I told you last time. We look at investment, and this is something like a new technology, new product. And overall, we look at how the EBITDA of the company is moving. So you have seen that 11.7 becoming 12.7. And as you see, our proportion of EV revenue is also growing. Okay? And that is what we always focus on. Okay? And I am very sure going forward, more and more the gross margin will go up. Okay? We look at in totality the portfolio contribution. We look at totality the EBITDA of the company. Same principle we use, a new country when we enter. We look at overall, are we gaining total volume? Because we have to invest somewhere and the results will come maybe a couple of years later, 2 years later, 3 years later. So EV is going through that journey, but we are extremely happy on the EV journey so far because both two-wheelers are doing well. Three-wheelers, we are now come to about 11% market share in EV three-wheeler, and it will grow further. And all of you know that now 30% of the L5 category three-wheelers are already EV. And in that, we are gaining market share month after month. So it's a great story and a journey.
So when you say positive margin, you mean that at the contribution margin level, or is it at the EBITDA margin with PLI we are positive?
Contribution.
So EBITDA we are still away because business is at a lower scale of volumes right now. Is that the fair assessment?
Look at the portfolio. We invest for today, for tomorrow. Please remember that. And we look at overall. Overall, as I said, this is one of the best quarters where we have done 11,900 crores. And EBITDA is 12.7. This is also highest.
Okay. And sir, just see on the investment book, one, what you've invested in this quarter, 550 crores. Can you give us information on where, what subsidiaries? And Norton, you brought up in your initial comments that now the products are going to be unveiled. Can you also talk about the plans for India? Is that something in the next, 2 years, 3 years framework we should start to think more seriously about Norton product introduction and, some strategy around that?
See, predominantly the investments are towards Norton, e-bikes, and also setting up the Dubai office. Because Dubai office, we want to take international to the next level. We felt that it is very, very strategic to have the team there. Many of the deep understanding of the customers, it is very important that we are closer to the market. So that is the reason we have put about 550 crores during this quarter. This is the breakup. Now coming to Norton, products are getting ready. I don't know whether you are visiting Milan next week. We are unveiling some of the products there. Okay, you can enjoy those products, and I'm very sure the SOP and the launch is going to happen sometime last quarter of this year or early first quarter of next year. And you will see these products in India, and I'm very sure this is going to really delight the super premium customers globally. Closer to the launch, I think we will be able to give you the strategy, what kind of products and which segments and how we are looking at what is our marketing strategy going forward.
Okay. So best wishes for Norton launches. This last one question on the channel stock. Is that something which is running low because you just had the surge of demand coming through in a month's time? Is that something that you sense that there is a mismatch between the kind of variants that the customer is looking at and what we've been able to supply in a short duration?
Except the EV, I don't think there is any shortage. And EV, unfortunately, whatever we could get the magnets and whatever methodology we could get it, that is the only thing. Otherwise, we are keeping between, we always believe whether it is season, non-season, we always believe in about 25 days of stock in the market. Okay. Of course, for TVS products, the demand is very, very high. So we are also increasing the capacity and we will be able to deliver that. So overall, I don't think there is gap in availability. Maybe a few products in few markets because customers love us, these things happen. But EV, I agree, there has been a shortage of production and supplies into the market, primarily because of availability of the magnets.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vipul Agrawal from HSBC. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my question. My first question is on the three-wheeler network penetration. Like how is the network placed at this point in time, and what are your targets for next couple of years?
Three-wheeler, I'm very happy. We have almost doubled our market share. I know we are very small, very, very small in India, but our focus is going to be in totality coming up with the products. And like I said, EV, we want to be a very prominent player like iQube. And our product is very well accepted in the market. And we are focusing on network, including branches, and we are now increasing the network. We have added almost, in this year we have added almost 100 touch points in three-wheeler. And we very carefully look at, the customer service. We look at 3 years, focused on customer service as a very, very important factor for TVS. And we also look at the viability of the network. So we have been steadily increasing, and we are extremely happy that the inflow for the network has been also going very well for TVS in three-wheeler side.
So another question is on two-wheeler penetration. Like what is the trend if you have to take last couple of years and now, like how is it panning out in rural versus urban? Like initially it was an urban phenomena. Now we are seeing incremental penetration happening in rural as well. So how it has evolved over the last 1-2 years, and how do you see the maximum growth will come from now? Like it will be tier 2 cities or tier 1 cities or maybe rural in EV side?
See, rural will do well, and I'm very sure this GST reforms is going to help rural. And the connectivity, the road connectivity infrastructure investments in India has been brilliant. So I'm pretty confident that, and I always believe that, mobility needs in India with a lot of self-employed people, two-wheeler is the best mobility solution. And rural is the most important driver. And if I look at proportion 50-50, rural is 50, urban is 50, and it could change. Some years it is 51-49, some years it is 52-48, something like that. But overall, I'm very confident that rural will start growing in line with urban. When I put 8%, Q3 and Q4, I'm pretty confident that you will see the change in rural going forward.
So maybe if you can give a color on EVs as well, like how are you seeing EV penetration happening in rural versus urban in last 1 or 2 years?
EV just started. Rural also just started. Earlier everybody focused on urban. Mainly the availability dealerships were there in the urban. Slowly now it is getting into rural. Again, the network will get first, and then people will start buying that. So predominantly now, let's say last quarter was about 7.8% EV penetration. Correct? I would say that predominant of that is urban. But going forward, you will see this slowly moving into rural.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mumuksh Mandalesha from Anand Rathi Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. So I want to understand how we see the impact of GST change on the moped segment and also on the overall three-wheeler industry, including the ICE and EV.
See, GST definitely is going to help everybody, every segment. On the entry-level segment, approximately they get about 7,000 rupees saving. 7,000 rupees saving for a moped customer or an entry-level motorcycle customer is going to definitely make them attractive. So I'm of the view that with very good retail financing, this is one of the reasons I am saying that rural will also start improving going forward. And similarly, you will see in three-wheeler as well. So overall GST, this rationalization is going to help the industry.
Got it, sir. And also, sir, are you seeing any change in the first-time buyers? Are there more demand from the first-time buyers, sir?
We have to closely watch. Possibly in the next 3 months, we will be able to do the assessment post GST because it's just 30 days, and on that you had Diwali season. So we can't really segregate the data. I think you have to give a little bit time. But if you ask me, the mobility needs will go up. Okay, the TCO factor will play in the minds of the customer.
Got it, sir. Just lastly, sir, how much was the currency benefit in the Q2 quarter, and what was the average INR realization?
I think it's about Q2 has been 86.4. no change between Q1 and Q2. Q1 is also about 86.4.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Can we take this as the last question, please? Hello?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Last question,
Ladies and
please.
gentlemen, due to time constraint,
you can have one more question.
okay, sir. The next question is from the line of Raghunandan NL from Nuvama Research. Please go ahead.
Congratulations, sir, and festive greetings. Sir, first question was on premiumization. For our flagship model Jupiter, if you can give us some sense on premiumization, because your 125cc model has been doing very well based on channel checks. Within Jupiter, what would be the share of 125cc model? Would it be over 30%?
See, first we want the Jupiter brand. I'm extremely happy for the brand. As a Jupiter, this is a very good scooter which TVS has launched into the market, and thanks to all customers of Jupiter. Earlier Jupiter 125, the current Jupiter 110, and the current Jupiter 125. So overall, it has done well, and Jupiter 125 is also doing extremely well in the market. Currently, about close to 35-36% of our current is 125 Jupiter. Okay, but I look at it in totality, Raghunandan. I look at it in totality because as long as the overall Jupiter goes up, because customers will decide looking at Jupiter 110 and 125. Of course, Jupiter 125 gives extra power. We have to look at in totality the scooter. I think overall it's a great story, and we are extremely happy and thankful to every customer of Jupiter.
Thank you, sir. And one follow-up. You indicated that in future the tailwind of pay commission will also be positive for industry. Roughly, what would be the share of government employees in two-wheeler industry sales?
It may be small. I don't have the exact data, but these are all positive. We have many factors which are positive. Like you said, tailwind. Any tailwind is going to help the speed of the industry. So I am very positive. This positive sentiments will take it to next level of growth. And I'm a firm believer that two-wheeler is one industry where CAGR will be healthy going forward.
Got it, sir. Just a last question. What would be the timeline of listing of the TVS preference shares that was awarded to shareholders?
Yeah, it is in the very final stage. SEBI approval is expected. There are no queries and nothing of the sort. More procedural issues, it should get done.
So within the next 3 months?
No, that should not take so much time.
Got it, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and wishing all the best ahead.
Once again, festive season greetings to all of you, your family members. You would have seen our growth in top line, thanks to all our customers globally, and we will continue to keep up the same momentum of growth going forward with our products and the brands like Apache, Jupiter, Jupiter 125, iQube, Orbiter, Raider, Ntorq, and HLX series, Ronin, Radeon, TVS King, King Cargo, and so on. And the new products, whatever we have launched recently. We will always invest behind customer, best-in-class quality, and we want to really invest in new technology, new products. Attractive quality must be quality for the future. We will continue to leverage our scale benefits. We will continue to grow ahead of the industry. And I'm very sure with premiumization, scale benefits, material cost reduction, we'll continue to grow in EBITDA going forward and delight all our customers and investors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of B&K Securities, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your line.